What's up there, guys? Welcome to a new train simulator video. We've got something pretty nice, pretty nice today. We are just on the other side of Halloween, of course, 2023, and this is definitely a treat and not a trick. We've got the Southern Railway SD40-2 pack, which is now available on Switch Point Simulations website. I'll link it down below as always, but this is a collab between Switch Point and a couple other people, which I will link and note down below if you would like to find out more. But this is the original pack here, which well, I don't know if that's the original pack. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's the original pack. It's got some ex-Norfolk Western, Norfolk Southern, ex-Southern, but it was based on the jointed rail / searchlight Conrail and Norfolk Southern -2, so it had a couple incorrect things, namely the trucks and some other things as well. So they got cracking and they made something mo better. So we got some good food for Saluda. Let's have a look. So finally we have got some good stock to run up and down Saluda and whatever other, you know, Norfolk Southern or Southern base route or any other route as a whole you'd like to run. But you can kind of tell right off the bat which is the old one and which is the new one. The one on the right is, of course, the older one that came with the first pack from SPS. The one on the left is the new bay, and it is a bay indeed. It comes with a myriad of things added to it, unlike the other one on the right there, because like I said, that was from the Norfolk Southern Conrail base, whereas the one on the left is from Searchlight Simulations and Jointed Rails BNSF base. So it's got appropriate trucks and a couple other things, marker lights included. But first, a little teaser. Alrighty, so we are sitting at the foot of the grade at Melrose. You can see it's sweeping up into the mountain there off to the left. In the foreground here is the older Southern SD40-2. Now, it was a nice product. Straight up, much better than the stuff that came with this route anyway. And it is a fairly nice route, all things considered. But the stock, as usual, that comes with a lot of, routes right off the Steam store, are just not as good as you would think they would be in the year of 2023. And instead of being stuff that seems like it's stuck in 2012, so to speak. But anyway, alas, so we got this lovely ex Norfolk Western, ex Southern, and Norfolk Southern pack, which had this one on the left, which included a lot of things, namely the short hood, high nose, new horn, bells, all kinds of good stuff. The paint, of course, but it had the incorrect trucks for the period and the unit, but it was still a very good looking engine. So they took it a step further in the collaboration and made this babe here, which of course we'll go back to the back here. So one of the things with this one is it had a slightly low res logo there. Look ahead, look south, Southern Rail. On the new one, it is very, very crispy, as you can see. We've also got the class lights, which the old one, it kind of had, like it had those, but it had some fakey ones on the front because the high nose was completely remade and added to this unit. So it had those, which kind of just looked like caps. This one definitely has them. They are workable. We'll take a look at those in just a minute. As well as redoing the nose cap as a whole. So it was kind of tidied up a bit from right to left here. We've also got some walkway lights or crew lights, which are not on this one, but they now are on this one, as you can see up there, as well as it's got the correct trucks. Now they are a bit darker. You can hardly see the damn things. It would be nice if they were, as light as these, just kind of road worn look. But this, this model as a whole over here that this pack is based on now is a lot newer. It's a lot cleaner. It's got a lot better sounds. I think as far as the scripting and the physics and all that, it was a lot better. So it was a better base, to make this mod on as a whole. Now I'm not going to go over, the whole deal with Southern and High Hoods and all that. If you'd like to see more on that and the original unit over to the right, I will post a link up in the top right hand corner, which you can go and take a look at if you'd like to find out a bit more about the engines, how Southern ran them, so on and so forth. But anyway, we're here to look at the new stuff. And one of the things that you can do is load in an engine with the radio controls. So if you look in here, you'll see the actual locotrol units in modules, which are brand new, added to this, which is very badass. They look awesome. They look very, very awesome. Which this one over here, again, did not have. That was the older version there. So this is the new one here. It's just been tidied up a lot. You've also got dynamic numbering, rostering, the lettering below the cab numbers there. And there are, so to speak, there are radio controllable units, and then there are non-radio controllable units. As you'll see, the one on the right has got white number boards, whereas the one on the left has black number boards. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that the white ones denote the locotrol usage. I think that's how it's done. You can actually go into the files and kind of script, I guess, whatever kind of engine you would like to run to use this pack. What I did, because I'm lazy, is I just put down like 10 engines until one of them was the locotrol unit, and then that was my unit. So the other thing that's good about this pack is, since it's based on the newer Searchlight BNSF SD40-2 pack, is they're easier to operate. So you've got a lead unit, you put that down in the editor, and then you've got trail units, and that's it. So I have got lead unit in the front and trail in the back here. And then if we go in the very back, well, not the very back, but about mid-train, we have got the Southern radio receiver car, which recently did a video on. I guess I can put that in the top right-hand corner as well if you're interested in taking a look at that. But this is what they used back in the day. You know, it's kind of like an old school DPU, distributed power, so on and so forth. So I've also got jointed rail / searchlight simulation stock, of course, because it will, you know, it's all scripted together. The stock and the engines will kind of talk to one another in layman's. That's how I understand it, because I'm, you know, smooth brain. So you can actually use these engines now hooked up to the radio receiver car, which is very badass, and you don't have to do anything. Once you get in your lead unit, you flip your control switch, you set the ISO switch in to run, you're good to go. These back here will fire up as well, so you can do somewhat prototypical operations on Saluda now, which is very badass. This is like, you know, the root was the keyhole. This pack is the key. And now its potential is it's fully unlocked, I guess one could say. So I've got mid-train helpers, pretty small train. I think it was shy of about 5,000 tons, 38 cars roughly, 3840, and it was about 2.8 HPT. And the other thing with this pack is you can actually conquer Saluda now, as the video kind of attested. Now, I've tested going up, and it'll climb this son of a bitch. Absolutely, it will. I was flirting at about 8 miles an hour on the chunkiest of the grade, which is just up the hill here. Not so much down. We'll test that as well, but there's also kind of a funky thing going on where it seems like you actually get more power and tractive effort if you put the engine in short hood forward, like I've got it set up here. So what's kind of funny about that is these are, you know, long hood forward. They were Southern Railways, how they were built, some of them. So when you get in it, you'll actually be on the opposite side. So let's go ahead and click. There we go. It's going to initialize. And again, to use this pack, you're going to need the Searchlight Simulations BNSF SD40-2 pack, which, oh, we're rolling away. Dear God. Okay. Nope. That's nope. Let's go ahead and put some wheel brakes on there. Yep. Go ahead and not roll backwards. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, we're sitting on a grade here. I was not prepared. There we go. All right, hallelujah. We didn't die. All right, so anyway, when you hop in, you're on this side because you're sat long hood forward, as you can see. So you turn this way, and that's obviously short hood, looking right up the mountain there. The doors and all that good stuff still open as usual. The windows, the blinds. You get over on this side, and hot McDamn, this looks spicy. So we've got this locotrol unit here, which I think it's static. I don't think it changes. You know, which whatever. It looks cool enough. I think it stays in isolate. Sadly, it would be a lot to script this. I totally get it. This would be a whole thing in itself, but it's cool to have, and the model looks badass. The coloring looks badass on the lighting. And all that good stuff. And then we've got this over here for the brake controls. And then a new speedo as well. Not only that, but from the older pack, which is sitting to our left, we've got an updated kind of blocker on the windows, because this is what it would have looked like, you know, per prototypicality in real life. There would have been no windows there, so it looks a lot cleaner now. With that kind of panel just blocking the windows where the nose would be. So we looked at the inside. We'll take a peek at the exterior as well. There's some new things that were added also, such as some decals here. They're there. They're not very high res, but they're there, whereas the older one, I believe, did not have any. It was just completely clean. What else? Oh, you can do the flags as well. So let's mess with that here. Let me get the manual. It comes with a PDF or a manual of sorts, so you know what the hell you're doing. And again, this is easy to install. You slide the assets folder into your Railworks directory. You run the batch file, which is named, I think, Southern SD40-2 or something like that. It's in the manual. And you're done. That's it. It takes a second, maybe, depending on your hard drive. You know, even if you've got an old disk hard drive, it's still very, very quick. So, all right, so the flags actually sync with the class lights as well. So this, like I said earlier, this is considered the rear, because it would have been long hood forward. So this would be rear headlights, so it's going to be Control H, and you've got 3. It turns them all on. Control Shift H goes back down the ladder, turns them back off. Let's get them back on here. We're still sliding a tiny bit, I can tell. The front lights are H and Shift H, so we'll go back here. There you go. And then Shift H, that's off. And then what do we got? So the class front are Control C and Control Shift C. Okay, they're not... I don't know if I'm doing this right. Let's go to the rear. Control V and Control Shift V for the rear. Let's see if I can get those to work. I'm not getting the class lights working. This makes me very sad. The F key does the flags, and again, I'm not seeing the flags, which is odd. Let's go back inside. Turn the number boards on. Those are lit and look very nice as well. Look old, very ambery. Huh. Because I don't... Let's see. We'll turn these switches on, see if that helps at all. Flash lights. Control C and Control V. Oh, there we go. Hallelujah. Okay, so the switches inside seem to do the trick. So you can see they correspond with the flag, which is kind of cool. Norfolk and Western and Southern did run the flags. A lot of railroads did. They weren't the only ones. So we'll go back down the ladder here. So that's white. Control Shift V goes back down. There's red. And then nada. And then the back would do the same, which is Control C instead of Control V. And then something else that's noted is in the manual, there is a command you can do which activates extreme haunts simulation. So you will get the absolute most out of your Southern Railway engines. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that now. God above. That was that's horrendous and funny at the same time. We'll take another look, another angle here. That is the extreme haunts simulation, of course. Let's try it again. God almighty, that sound, dude. My apologies if your ears are now bleeding. I need to go and check mine when I'm done recording here. Those are, of course, extreme haunts. Those are 2 giant horses. So that's it's just like the CPKC engine with the fish. So you spam in, and but I'll spare you the sound, but you spam in, and that works. But you got a whole host of new stuff here, new decals. Yeah, working class lights, the flags, dynamic numbers, different number boards, white for the radios. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And the black for the regulars. You know, cab window numbers, dynamic, locotrol, new short high hood model, the blanked front cab window, or rear in this case, new speedo, correct trucks, yada 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 yada. These things are very, very nice. And I'll keep it kind of short and sweet since I kind of did a video on those, and it's kind of those just updated and a lot more better. You can see the class lights on the back there as well, which look green. which that's actually the front. But these are very spicy, and I'm gonna have quite a bit of fun running these up Saluda, because I've been having to use this other pack, which is good, but running the actual grade part has been a bit of a challenge. And again, if you've got the appropriate HPT, and if you've got some helpers, you should be good to go. But that is it, guys. The Southern Railway SD40-2 pack out now. I'll link it down below where you can go and find that and a bunch of other goodies. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.